I'd like to welcome to the show Bill Delaney. He is a local writer, and his book is called Secret Jacksonville, a guide to the weird, wonderful, and obscure. A couple weeks ago, Eden and I were talking about some of the topics, but we have Bill here today to dive into some of these and give us an overview. Bill, welcome to River City Live. So let's start out with the simple idea. Where did that come from to write this book?
So my publisher, Reedy Press, reached out to me. They do these kind of local interest books in a lot of cities. They're trying to break into Jacksonville, and they needed somebody that had local knowledge. And so I jumped at the chance to do that because kind of my whole, passion, my entire life has been finding these unusual and underknown spots across Jacksonville and writing about them. So it was really a great fit for me.
Now, let's talk about the book. The overall content, it's interesting because some of it is truly historic, like it is backed up. And then there's other sides of it where it's plausible, maybe, or maybe it's a myth.
Yeah, that's right. I tried to get a good mix. There's some historical sites in there, underknown historical places, but also folklore is pretty prominent. And the legends that kind of that make this place special. I included a bunch of that, especially the ones that were tied to specific places.
And then who do you recommend this book for?
I think this book is for pretty much everybody that lives in or just loves Jacksonville. Locals that want to know some interesting places that you likely, there's bound to be something in there you haven't heard of. But also visitors who are coming here for the first time and want to get an interesting picture that you might not see if you stay on the beaten path.
Now, one of the topics that I want to put you on the spot for, it's famous here in Jacksonville, and that is that big orange dinosaur on Beach Boulevard. And a lot of people claim to have the answer to why it's there, but you in fact do, correct? So can you explain that for our audience?
Sure. So his name is Sexy Rexy. His name was chosen in a contest. But he started out as a obstacle on a Goonie mini golf course that used to be located in the same spot. They were a chain. They built these all over the country. They had these huge, whimsical, challenges to hit under. But he was one that stood out because he was so close to the road that people used him as a landmark to say, turn left at the dinosaur. Well, after the strip mall closed, or after the golf course closed 20 years ago, a developer wanted to turn it into a strip mall, but he was so well loved in the community, even at that time, that they decided to keep him and save him as the mascot of their development. And so they clean him up, and he's standing out there. He still remains a landmark for people traveling back and forth. People love seeing him. He's just this big goofy dinosaur, but he really stands out because there's not a whole lot like that you're going to find.
Absolutely. And you were saying, so the name Sexy Rexy, people actually voted for that name?
Yeah. It kind of been variants of that name had been kicking around before they even had the contest, but it was solidified. It was the number one choice out of various other things like Rex or the Beach Boulevard dinosaur. T Jax was one.
So Sexy Rexy was the winner. And was it named that when it was part of the miniature golf course or when it was converted to the strip mall and put out front?
It was named that when the strip mall was put out front. He didn't really have a name when he was a strip mall obstacle. He was just, one of the options that the owner of the golf course could use, So there's actually another similar dinosaur to that one that's green down in St. Petersburg.
Wow. All right, Bill, thank you so much for all your time, your information, and writing this book. And if people want to buy it, where can they find it?
So you can buy it at my website, thejacksonmag.com. You can also get it at pretty much any local bookstore.